What if the calmest animal on Earth is hiding one of nature's greatest mysteries? Millions of people adore capybaras for their peaceful personality, but very few know the incredible secrets hidden behind those gentle eyes. A 66-kilogram rodent, the largest alive, descended from ancient giants that once weighed over a ton. An animal that predators sometimes simply ignore, an animal whose presence changes the behavior of every species around it, and science still can't fully explain why. From the flooded plains of the Pantanal to every corner of the internet, the capybara's hidden world is far stranger, far older, and far more revealing than you ever imagined. 40 million years ago, during the late Eocene, the first caviomorph rodents arrived in South America, likely rafting across the Atlantic from Africa on mats of vegetation. This accidental migration triggered an evolutionary path that rewrote the rules of mammalian biology. Among these pioneering animals, a specialized branch began to take shape, laying the foundation for a lineage of giants. By the late Miocene, the fossil record anchors this lineage with Cardiatherium chasicoense, the oldest undisputed ancestor of the modern capybara. Recovered from the Chasicoan deposits of central Argentina, its specialized hypsodont cheek teeth revealed a creature already adapting to grind down abrasive wetland grasses. Between 13.5 and 15.5 million years ago, a wave of diversification swept through these ancient floodplains, driving the hydrochorid lineage toward an unexpected anatomical trend: extreme rodent gigantism. In the Uramaco Formation of northwestern Venezuela, paleontologists unearthed the nearly complete skeleton of Phoberomys pattersoni. Named in honor of paleontologist Brian Patterson, this colossal semi-aquatic rodent lived 8 million years ago and weighed roughly 700 kilograms, matching the size of a modern bison. Described by scientist Marcelo Sanchez Villagra as a weird giant guinea pig, its sturdy limbs proved how far rodent anatomy could expand under favorable ecological conditions. Yet, even Phoberomys was not the absolute limit of this prehistoric size explosion. Within the Pliocene deposits of Uruguay lies the skull of Joseph Ortega Monisi. Measuring 53 centimeters long, this giant rodent reached an estimated 350 kilograms, with some models pushing closer to a ton. It possessed a bite force rivaling a modern tiger, using its large teeth to defend against predatory threats. Today's peaceful capybara is the sole survivor of this lost empire of giants, a master of survival that traded massive size for a hidden set of specialized semi-aquatic secrets. The modern stronghold of the capybara lies across the heart of South America, concentrated heavily within the borders of Brazil, Venezuela, and Colombia. Here, the species dominates the vast floodplains of the Pantanal, the dense river networks of the Amazon basin, and the seasonally flooded grasslands of the Orinoco basin and the Llanos. For these rodents, water is a strict, non-negotiable requirement for survival. They depend entirely on permanent or seasonal freshwater bodies to regulate their body temperature, escape predators, and forage on tender aquatic vegetation. This absolute reliance on water creates sharp, unforgiving boundaries to their geographic range. To the west, the towering, freezing peaks of the high Andes, rising over 3,000 meters, form an impassable barrier where cold temperatures and scarce water exceed their physical limits. To the west and south, the barren expanse of arid deserts like the Atacama remains completely empty of them, yet their current territory is only a fraction of what it once was. The fossil record reveals a highly dynamic past, with evidence of ancient capybaras pushing far to the north during warmer, wetter prehistoric epochs. Fossilized remains found in central Mexico and even as far north as San Diego County, California, prove that this resilient lineage once laid claim to a much larger portion of the Americas. Today, they are bound to the tropical wetlands, locked in a delicate dance with the seasonal rise and fall of South America's great rivers. But surviving in these waters requires more than just a preference for the wet. It demands a total biological transformation. The capybara claims the title of the world's largest living rodent, a crown supported by impressive physical dimensions. An adult typically weighs between 35 and 66 kilograms, with a barrel-shaped body stretching from 105 to 130 centimeters in length. This massive frame, though seemingly built for solid ground, is a highly specialized biological vessel engineered specifically for a lifetime spent in the water. Stepping into the river reveals this design. The hind feet feature partial webbing, acting like natural flippers to propel the heavy rodent through fast-moving currents in muddy marshes. This adaptation grants them remarkable underwater agility, allowing them to dive beneath the surface and remain completely submerged for up to 5 minutes to forage on vegetation or escape danger. Yet, they remain surprisingly athletic on land. When threatened by predators, this heavy-set animal can bypass its usual slow, deliberate gait to explode into a sudden, powerful sprint, reaching speeds of up to 35 kilometers per hour. Fueling this active lifestyle requires massive daily consumption of abrasive wetland grasses, a coarse diet that would quickly destroy normal mammalian teeth. To survive this wear, the capybara possesses ever-growing, self-sharpening front incisors, paired with specialized hypsodont cheek teeth that broaden over time to grind down tough plant fibers. This wetland environment has also shaped their sensory priorities. While their vision is relatively poor in the murky aquatic shadows, they compensate with highly sensitive hearing, capable of detecting low-frequency vibrations through the earth and water, and an exceptional sense of smell that constantly monitors the air for predators. This specialized anatomy sustains them through a wild lifespan of 8 to 10 years, a limit that regularly extends up to 12 years under the protected, resource-rich conditions of captivity. The capybara's survival in these volatile floodplains depends on a highly organized social network. These animals live not as solitary grazers, but in tightly knit family groups, typically numbering 10 to 30 individuals. At the core of this community lies a system of matrilineal cooperation, where related females share the burdens of daily life, defending territories and raising their young in communal nurseries. A single dominant male sits at the top of the social structure, patrolling the boundaries of the herd. He tirelessly guards access to the females and offspring, warding off rival bachelors who linger on the fringes. Within the safety of this perimeter, the herd maintains cohesion through an expressive acoustic language. They communicate constantly. Sharp, dog-like alarm calls warn the group of approaching threats, while soft, rhythmic contact whistles keep family members connected in dense vegetation. During quiet moments of bonding, they emit a low-frequency grooming purr, a soothing vibration that reinforces social ties. This protective shield is essential for the survival of the next generation. After a gestation period of about 150 days, a female gives birth to a litter of 4 to 5 pups. Vulnerable from their first moments, these newborns rely on the collective eyes and ears of the entire group to survive. Life in these floodplains reveals behaviors that challenge our understanding of wild boundaries. On any given day, a resting capybara serves as an active wildlife hub. Herons, egrets, and other water birds regularly land on their thick fur, systematically picking off ticks and biting flies in a mutually beneficial cleaning relationship. Even highly cautious capuchin monkeys treat these giant rodents as temporary perches, climbing onto their backs to scan for danger or forage for insects. In agricultural areas, this relaxed demeanor extends even to domestic dogs, which frequently abandon their hunting instincts to lie down peacefully beside them. But this passivity is not simple laziness. It is driven by flexible intelligence. Capybaras follow a strict, water-linked diurnal rhythm, yet they quickly adapt their sleep cycles to become completely nocturnal when human hunting pressure increases. Field studies reveal they possess a remarkably sharp memory, learning to map out changing terrains and recognize individual threats over long periods. To decode this bizarre piece, scientists are investigating 3 primary theories, each still classified as ongoing research rather than established fact. The first is the anti-predator umbrella hypothesis. It suggests the capybara's constant group vigilance acts as a shield, providing an early warning system that neighboring species exploit for their own safety. Alternatively, the ecological neutrality hypothesis argues that because capybaras occupy a highly specific niche, they rarely compete with other animals for food or space, reducing natural conflict to almost zero. A third theory points to social chemical signaling, where scent markings from their specialized glands might emit chemical cues that actively soothe potential rivals and lower environmental aggression. These ideas are tested daily in riverbeds, where capybaras frequently rest alongside caimans. While these giant reptiles occasionally consume young pups, adult capybaras are simply too large and dangerous to make easy prey. This creates a conditional truce, a tense, calculated peace built on mutual indifference rather than true friendship. But beneath this calm exterior, a darker struggle is unfolding. As their wetland homes face unprecedented threats, the capybara's legendary peace is about to meet its ultimate test. While science measures the capybara through biology, the human communities sharing their rivers have long understood them through story. In the Brazilian Pantanal, Tupi-Guarani folklore honors the rodent as a sacred river guardian with the spiritual power to soothe turbulent waters. Across the llanos of Venezuela and Colombia, traditional llanero songs celebrate the animal as a clever folk trickster that outsmarts hunters in the marshes. Farther north, Ticuna indigenous myth in the Amazon casts the capybara as a cosmic messenger crossing the boundary between physical life and the spirit world. These oral histories carry deep symbolic weight, separating cultural reverence from physical zoology. They show that across South America, this quiet creature has shaped human imagination far beyond the boundaries of science. In the rural floodplains of South America, humans once attempted to domesticate the capybara, managing them as semi-domestic livestock for meat and leather. Today, the desire to bring these giant rodents into human spaces has moved from ranches to living rooms, sparking a complex legal debate. Private ownership laws vary dramatically, requiring location-specific verification before any individual can legally keep one. Meanwhile, in their native wetlands, a thriving ecotourism industry has emerged. While guided boat tours in the Pantanal provide essential economic support for local communities, they also introduce constant physical disturbance to wild herds. Officially, the IUCN lists the capybara as a species of least concern due to its high reproductive rate. Yet this global status masks severe localized threats. Massive habitat conversion driven by agriculture, illegal cattle ranching, and mega dam construction continues to fragment their river corridors. This fragile coexistence reveals a sobering truth. Global affection does not release humanity from the responsibility of protecting their wild home. Because as the modern world closes in, these resilient survivors must now navigate an entirely new frontier, one ruled by algorithms, viral memes, and global digital fame. The tranquil image of the capybara is a luxury bought with constant calculated vigilance. In the dense floodplains, survival is a daily gauntlet where death waits at every turn. Along the muddy riverbanks of the Pantanal, jaguars patrol the margins, using thick vegetation to launch sudden, explosive ambushes. These apex cats are built for power, capable of crushing a fully grown rodent with a single bite. But the water offers no guaranteed safety. Below the surface, massive green anacondas wait in the murky shadows, targeting solitary capybaras that wander too far from the safety of the herd. In the shallows, caimans keep a watchful eye, waiting to snatch vulnerable newborns or injured juveniles. Even from above, the danger is constant, as large raptors circle the skies, ready to swoop down on exposed pups. To survive this multi-front assault, Capybaras rely on a tightly coordinated defense system. It begins with a single sharp bark, a dog-like alarm call that sends a shockwave of urgency through the group. Instantly, the herd mobilizes, sprinting toward the safety of the river. They dive in unison, using their webbed feet to vanish beneath the surface. By staying submerged for up to 5 minutes, they force their predators to abandon the chase. This constant pressure proves that their legendary calmness is not a lack of fear, but a masterful adaptation to a world of constant threat. In late 2024, a single high-definition clip of capybaras lounging in a Pantanal waterhole, captured by wildlife filmmaker Robert E. Fuller, bypassed traditional nature programming to ignite a global digital craze. Re-edited across social media, the footage zoomed in on the rodent's heavy-lidded, serene expression and blocky snout. This tight close-up framing exposed a passive body language that human audiences instantly coded as a state of absolute calm. By pairing these quiet aquatic moments with anthropomorphic captions and upbeat soundtracks, like the viral mashup featuring Don Toliver's After Party, online creators turned a wild, highly vigilant survivor into a global icon of pure relaxation. This digital character, fueled by the attention economy, stripped away the harsh ecological realities of the floodplains, replacing survival with an idealized, internet-approved peace. While the digital world celebrates an idealized peace, the actual floodplains sustaining the capybara are fracturing. Climate models predict up to a 20% reduction of the Pantanal wetland area by the end of the century. Rising temperatures and shifting rainfall patterns are destabilizing the seasonal water cycles these rodents depend on for survival. When rivers dry up, capybaras are forced into shrinking waterholes, increasing their exposure to disease and predators. Yet the immediate threat is structural. Hydrological disruptions from megadam construction, agricultural expansion, and illegal cattle ranching are carving up the wetlands, blockading the natural movement of wild herds. The capybara's remarkable evolutionary resilience cannot save it if its habitat disappears entirely. The most effective defense lies in active human stewardship. Restoration initiatives that physically reconnect floodplain channels and secure protected wetland corridors. These efforts ensure that South America's natural waterways continue to flow, keeping the real-world sanctuary of this gentle giant intact. As human-driven developments reshape South America's wetlands, the capybara's true genius isn't its internet fame, but its unmatched capacity for coexistence. In a natural world defined by conflict, this gentle giant thrives by choosing connection over combat. Perhaps they are a quiet blueprint for surviving on a fragile planet. Share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe for more untold wildlife stories.